Hello guys, how are you doing? So I haven't been streaming for a long time because I had really difficult tasks on my current project, but so still, as we have our prop design challenge, and as I think you have seen the winners of this challenge, and today I would like to give feedback to everyone who participated in this challenge. Всем привет! Долго не стримил, но вот настало время возвращаться к этому. Вот сегодня будем обсуждать челлендж, потом немного по моделям. Вот, да и в целом из-за того, что сейчас были достаточно сложные задачи, не было времени заниматься своим, но я обязательно вернусь к нашему паку. Опять будем ковырять Unreal Engine. So we'll wait for a couple of minutes and then we will start to discuss like every work. Everyone will receive his own feedback. And there are like a lot of really cool work. So I think we'll start from the people who haven't finished this challenge, and then we'll go further and we'll discuss the winners just in the end. So the topic of this challenge was Bridge Portal. And as a result, everyone should deliver Bridge Portal device for rapid travel between two distant locations. It should be large enough to carry research teams and light utility vehicles. So the description is rather small, but it gives us some details about what it should be, what it should do, and I think a lot of people were watching the series which is called Stargate, and that's why they know something about like how it should work. So I will be judging, or maybe I have judged all the works like from the design part and also quality of the implementation. But most important is design, because as you can see from the description, it's design challenge. And I think we can start. And the first submission is from Max Rakonski. And we can see here, like, not a lot at all. It's really hard to say what's going on. We have like a couple of shapes, and maybe it could be really great work, but for now it's even hard to give any feedback here. So it just there is like nothing what could tell me that it's like some kind of Stargate. So I just can see, I don't know, a couple of containers, maybe this spherical thing must be Stargates, I don't know. And we have only one work in progress, so still not a lot. Let's go further. So the next submission is from Martin Tron. And again, we have only one work in progress. But this one is much more interesting because here we have like some kind of idea, and I really like that it's like not like an ordinary gate. We can see that it's gates like I don't know, some kind of so not vertical position, it's horizontal, and I really can say that it's like really strong beginning. Everything is okay with the scale. Not clear now how you can end this circle, or will be there any animation, but I wish I saw like more work in progress and final work from this guy, because he has some really interesting ideas, and he had participated in previous challenges, and we have seen like some previous works, and they were also like strong from the design side. So still it's simple by shapes, but really well organized. But still only one image. The next work is from this one. So here we have like 2 work in progress screenshots. And I think there was some kind of a GIF animation, because it was like a space delivery of people through, I don't know, 2 different worlds. There was some kind of GIF animation. I think we can find it. And I really like this idea, so it's here. So when you can see it reminds me some kind of a gun, but according to the scale, and we can see human around, so we can imagine that it's like a rapid delivery of, I don't know, of humans to distant planets. I don't know. So still there are like a lot of about environment. It's hard to say what exactly is the device, so we can see only beginning. But the idea is really strong, and I think it could be one of the winner. So in case if it was the final, if we have the final work, I don't know, will like do people survive like after this travel or not, or maybe they are frozen there. Knows. Почему говоришь? Нет, у меня еще не ночь. Может быть, стоит подкрутить микрофон. Если совсем тихо, то скажите мне. Отличная работа, отличная идея. Доставка людей таким скоростным способом очень сильно отличается от всего того, что другие люди постили, именно сочетанием разных идей из совсем разных сфер. То есть мы можем представить, что это как механизм подачи патронов в каком-нибудь ружье, но учитывая масштаб и идею, что это как бы отправка людей через какой-то портал, какая-нибудь скоростная, вот, то выглядит вполне себе годно и интересно. То есть, хотя в целом больше напоминает такой какой-нибудь космический вокзал. К сожалению, только одна картинка. Крутая идея. Если у кого есть время, берите, берите и заканчивайте. Просто шикарно. Хорошо слышно. Отлично. So, and that's all about people who haven't finished this challenge, and we'll go further for people who have finished but unfortunately didn't get any prizes because of different reasons. Now we discuss. So the next work is from Нечто Хрустящее. So as we can see, he started from the very simple shapes, and I would say that there is like nothing wrong, because when you start doing something, it's a good idea to start from like some simple like cylinders or some boxes, like some kind of blockout, and then you can like step by step fix it and make it more and more interesting. So we can see this next picture. So we have this staircase, a small bridge. I think it's like for humans, and for vehicles. I was a bit curious about what's going on the other side of this portal. And on the final works, so we can see that it's a portal and it's active and it's something. I believe that it's, for example, you can go through this portal and be on the other side, and it's like some pictures from another world, which is great. So how you can improve this work actually. So as for me, now it's not clear what is the style of this device, because it looks a bit ancient, maybe a bit alien, maybe it was some kind of combination, but still it's hard to say. It's hard to say what style to use here, because as for me, according with these curved shapes, for example, on the railings, it looks a bit cartoon. And for example, on the next picture, we can see some human, and it's like more realistic. So, and it's everything is okay. So for example, if you decided to implement something ancient, but you need to know like you need to follow this direction. So not only like to come up with idea. So every element of your design should follow your idea. So now it's a bit not connected between different elements. But idea is great. I really like this effect. Maybe about the picture in total, maybe it's not very contrast. And so, for example, when even you are showing something like this on your real project, so I would say that it's better at least to have more like separation between materials, because you should understand what is, for example, the main object here. So I believe it's like this part. And all these blocks, for example, we have some damage blocks and it looks really great, but still, so everything is a bit artificial, so it doesn't look like something ancient. So I would suggest that you can spend, for example, half an hour or hour, for example, and put it into ZBrush and sculpt it a bit, and then you will receive like much more interesting combination. So between, for example, something ancient and something modern. Unfortunately, I would say that there is like, you can continue working on this project, so you just need to follow your direction like more precisely. So if it's something ancient, make it ancient and old, and if it's something new, so separate between materials. Overall, the idea is great. I don't know, is it important or not, but I really don't like this support, because it looks like the weakest point into this bridge. So, and I don't understand these railings, because I don't know. So, as for me, it's a bit controversial and too cartoon for the overall style. But great work, so let's go further. Так, если надо дублировать на русском, вы мне напишите. Я, в принципе, вроде понятно изъясняюсь, но вдруг кому-то интересно и непонятно. So, and here we can see another submission, and it's like one of the works where I can say that the presentation is crucial. because if you have a look at work in progress stages, so you can see all the shapes clearly, you can see some kind of idea. So, and still I would say that even this picture is much better than the final picture, than this one, because here, so everything is dark, you have these blue lights, and I don't know, so is there like any connection with the stargates? Like maybe you should put some people here, or just to show how it's working, because now it looks like two abstract cubes. So they are interesting, but actually, so even on the render, so it doesn't look like something, I don't know, with some strong idea. So like a shade, but it looks a bit not attached to the topic. So we can say that it's some kind of device, and it's glowing. And what is it? So maybe it's some kind of energy core, or so. And there is one picture with vehicle, but so it looks like not connected at all. So we have like something realistic, and everything is empty around, and we can see this glowing lamp. What's going on? So it looks like this. I don't know, this vehicle was so curious by this light, it decided just to have a look what's going on here. Yeah, maybe if there was some kind of animation, it would be more understandable. But I would say so there was a really great beginning and really interesting ideas, because like this cube inside cube looks really great. So I would change the render, I would add people, I would make it more grounded, like maybe for example you have these cables, but it's not clear so where they are leading you, so how they are connected, to what they are connected. So really hard to say. So as a picture or as an abstract object, so it's really great. So I would say that it's like a wallpaper. I would delete it as soon as possible. So like not delete, but actually if you would like to improve it, so I think it's still possible. I really would say that you on this stage, so you was really close, but you decided like to improve renders instead of like adding some geometry. And we have like a separate car, and I really don't know how to connect it in my mind. Maybe somebody has some ideas. So the next work is from Sins. Not this one, or it's from Sins. Oh, okay, the next one is from Micha. So we have work in progress screenshot. So we have everything is as straight as possible. In some ways, or maybe on some projects, so it's very good idea to take the most simple idea so and just bring it to life, because it's like the faster way, and if you need to be fast in production, maybe it's the only way. But here, so I would say that maybe that we have like enough time, like more than 1 month. So when we have just gates with a really strange shape, really strange because we have these curved shapes, and we don't have these curved shapes in other places, which is really strange, because if you're using some shapes, you should use the same elements in other places, like just to have them connected, to have some kind of equality between elements. The next image, we can see, I don't know, is there any difference? Okay, so it's like one picture without humans, another picture with humans. And we have the final screenshot here. And as for me, it looks like too simple, like actually nothing interesting or unique here. So, for example, I can say that there is something interesting about these pillars of these gates. And but we don't have like any repetitions of these curve shapes anywhere. We have like the right scale is the good one. And for example, if you're really new to come up with some ideas, so what is going on in the chat? So maybe so it's some kind of a bot, or maybe it's spam. So we'll see. So some person is just typing the same messages. So if you don't have enough scale, like, and it looks like this person decided to create it from scratch, so maybe it's not a very good idea. Just take like 3-5 different ideas and try to combine them. So it's the best possible way to learn something. The first step is just to repeat something. You're just repeating, so the works which you like. So the next step, you are just taking like different works and trying to combine them. So, and the third stage is when you come up with your own idea. So I would suggest that it's maybe the best way to practice more on copying, then on combining, and then on creating something unique and new. So unfortunately, I can't say that this idea is some kind of unique. But it was finished, so anyway, it's good for this guy and he can put this work in his portfolio. So the next work is by Hen. So this one is more interesting, but for example on this screenshot, so we can say that the scale is a bit off because we have these huge barrels and so small people, and I would say that the portal is not for a light vehicle, so it's I don't know, it's a portal for heavy checks, for the lorry, I don't know. So again, work in progress. So, and here, so we can see more elements which were added to show the scale, and I really like when people are thinking about this, because in a lot of works it's really hard to judge of scale of the object because you don't have these human human-made elements with human size. And this part looks really great from the right side, but on the left side, so it's still some kind of is a bit strange. So really big elements and a lack of small elements. And here we have also the final one. This one. And we can see that there is even a good render and lighting. And we have even some kind of wave fix. We have a good scale. unfortunately not very interesting gates, because so it's just a circle, so as it was in Stargate, and I can't say that it's something really unique. I really like all the surrounding, because we have all these mechanical parts, but I think so the general object, the main props, and it's here, so it could be more interesting. And also, if the right part is really well scaled, the left part is a bit off scale. I don't know why. And also it's not clear how it works. Maybe there is some kind of lifting of this platform. And also when you're working with such an objects, and for when you're doing some concept art, so it's always a good idea, like just to put some silhouettes of the humans for a scale and for understanding what's going on. I would say that it's a bit far from the task of this challenge, because it's really a huge one. So it's not like for light vehicles. I would say it must be, I don't know, twice smaller, like to follow the aim of the task. Okay, I can see this person is still talking. Yeah, so and actually it's the first time when I'm blocking somebody, so I'm sorry. So, but don't spam in the chat. The work was finished, and there are a lot of good modeling scales, and I would say that it's like a good work for a portfolio, so just put it there. So maybe I would change lighting a bit, because we have some general lights somewhere from the top, and here we have some small light sources. Maybe if you change like lighting for real lighting, so it would be much more interesting, and it will show the scale of this device better, because now it just small light points without real life light. So let's go to the next work. Jeremy Mertzari. So, and I think it's the only person who decided to make it fully subdiv, and I really appreciate like the amount of work which we put into this work, because I can understand it's like a lot of time. The next image. So here we have like two images of the two images, and it's final images, and it's the work where we can say where the scale is completely off, because we can see some bridge, some railings, and then we have some really huge objects, and it looks like something, I don't know, 1 meter height maybe, but in this scene it's like 3 or 4, I don't know. And this one actually looks for me like a bridge, or not like a bridge, like a table, I don't know. And it looks like the scale of elements is not connected. We have some decals here and there, and so all these elements are not very connected together, And even, for example, we can have a look into these railings, and they are like from completely different scene. So, but we have here like the main object, and it's the most detailed one. Maybe the scene could be saved by the proper lighting, because now we just have some filling light, and that's all. And here we have this general spot. And now it's hard to say what's going on. So is it a gate or is it just a door? So what is... So, and like actually this platform is not connected with this hole. And it reminds me some kind of furnace, some steel equipment. And for example, I think nobody can guess that it's like some kind of device for fast traveling between planets. So the topic is not very simple. For example, with the cryo chamber, everything was a bit more understandable, because it was like just a cylinder, for example, with a frozen human inside. And it was, so you just put human there, and so you're great. So it's already in a cryo chamber. But here, so as it's a gate, so it would be great like to show the process of traveling, or maybe some, I don't know, you can just download some, for example, on the ArtStation there are like a lot of human 3D models, even without textures, so it would be much more interesting and much more understandable for you from the scale side. Because now, for example, if you put the human here, so it will be like maybe this height or so. So, and in total, what we can say, so we can improve lighting, you can improve scale of the object, you can connect objects together more, because now they are like a separate pieces and they are not connected together at all. So they are not connected by style or maybe by other elements. So we have some kind of cable here, but it's not very noticeable. And for example, with using lighting, you can hide not very important models. And also you can add some humans, some vehicles, just to show how it's acting. Let's go further. So the next one is from beta. So, and this one is an interesting one, because previously we have seen only mechanical scenes, and this one is more abstract even than cube and cube. I don't know how it was done. As I can see, it's Blender, so I think it was like with using different modifiers, like with bending. This one. And we can see another screenshot, and I really adore this one, because we have this straight line, we have these mechanical shapes, we have these abstract shapes, and we have this really great light. And I don't know why he decided not to stop here and to improve this idea, because this one reminds me some kind of Halo because of these pillars, and I really like it. But he decided to go further, and we have here circles. I think he was just trying different ideas, and I think it was really fun challenge. Can we say the N word here? Teach me the ways of Blender and Unreal Engine. So, okay, I will teach everyone. So, and here we have the circles, and it's always a good idea, like maybe for a couple of days, like during such a task, like just to try different things, a bit of here, a bit of there, so, and just test everything and then go further with one idea. And I would go further with this idea because we have this strong silhouette, we have this contrast lighting, but this person decided to go further with these circles. And here, so we can say that it's like a really good image for the wallpaper on your PC, but there is like nothing what could say us that it's like a teleportation device and you can travel between different planets. Maybe there could be some people, or there can be like a series of different screenshots by showing the process. So it's still possible like to have such kind of device, but according to this presentation, it's really hard to say what is it like. It's not we have just lighting somewhere, so maybe just a tunnel, who knows. But I would recommend you to develop this idea, because I think this one was a better variant, but it was finished, so still a good work for a portfolio. So the next work is from Anthony. So this one is also very interesting, with very interesting scale. Unfortunately, according to the task, so it's like for light vehicles, but this one is also the huge one, so it's a bit of our topic, but still really great implementation, and I really like this wavefix. And the final image is here, I think. Yeah, we have two images, and actually I really like the sense of scale. We can see like the small human here and a lot of small elements, and it looks a bit minimalistic. So instead it's still possible like to use any style, because you won't limit it by style. It could be cartoon, or maybe realistic, minimalistic, or maybe a mix of different styles. I think this platform can be improved, because now it looks a bit, I don't know, a bit out of the style, maybe too complicated, or like not finished at all. I really like lighting, I really like this wavefix, but the scale is a bit off. And if we are talking about device, so I would say that it's like a good idea, but still a bit off our topic. And we are closer to the final place. So third place by NGD. So very cool screenshot from the work in progress stage, and I think it could be the first place, because you can see like really great detail. So it's still a circle, so it's not something new. So you can for example, you can take existing ideas, maybe very simple ideas, and if they are developed enough, so they still could be great. So there is like nothing wrong when you are just taking something simple, because before that, so I had said that the previous work was maybe not very unique. So, but it can be unique, maybe not from the shape side, so it can be unique from the detail side, and maybe from the lighting and from other aspects. And this one is look really great. And here we have the continuation of this idea, and I wish I saw maybe some other equipment, about where these cables are connected. We have these really interesting shapes for the support of the main platform, and here we have the final work. And I don't know why, so I think he just didn't have enough time, but everything is hidden on this final screenshot. So you have just subtle understanding of what's going on. So he decided just to put some kind of walls, maybe in ceiling, and just to render it as fast as it's possible, just to finish it. So it's still good that this work is finished, but I would say that there are like much more potential, because you can add maybe a bit more equipment, you can add like people, you can like improve some kind of shape, maybe just to add some additional shapes here and there. And also, I really don't understand when people are doing railings and when they are making this space between these railings. So what is the purpose of this like empty space? Because you can just fall down like in this place from this platform. So I have seen it, I think, in 2 or 3 works before, and still we have it here. So, and it's super strange. I don't know why. Just thinking about people, so that humans are just going here, so and they just want to be safe, like not to be damaged, like not in the mission, so but just going into these gates. So I think if he has like more time, so it can be improved like significantly. Strong third place could be the first one. Unfortunately, because of the lack of time or maybe something else, the whole potential was wasted, but still a good picture. So the second place by Good Boy, and it's like one of the most interesting works, because here we have like really good idea, we have really good size, so maybe it could be a bit bigger, but according to the light vehicle, so it can be like a car, maybe a bit higher, so but still it's like a good size for this task. And also I really like the idea that this who is a good boy? I don't know who is a good boy. I think it's the guy from Russia. I don't remember name. And I think it's like really good idea even for production, because if we have a look further, so we can see another final work, really good. Maybe depth of field is a bit off because we have this blur here and there, so maybe it's something not very good. But we can see this device, how it's working, we can see the human here, we can see the case, we can see the separate, we can see that it's portable, and also we can see how it's working. 1 second. I don't know. Let's try to open it. I don't know, it's just opening another screen. Okay. Okay, now I can show you how it's working. And it's for me, like, if your work has some kind of animation, it's always a good idea, like, to show how it works. Or if you don't have enough time, like, for making this animation, you can just move objects, and for example, you can make something like this. So, and you can, like, put everything into one image. So everyone should remember about that presentation is maybe 30% of success for every work. And for example, what I did for this work, I just put a couple of, I don't know, screenshots from this animation. So now it's even without like wasting time on opening this video. So it's clear how it's working. And unfortunately, there is like here, you can go here. So we have a lack of colors, unfortunately. I don't know why, so maybe it's, again, because he didn't have enough time. But I would like to see a color version, because now it's not clear how this effect works, so I would like to have like more information. Привет, Mark. Thanks for the feedback and challenge. It was fun. Also, I'd like to clarify one moment. The requirement said it should be large enough to carry such teams. Yeah. So maybe that's why I was not clear enough. Yeah. It's a good point. So maybe I'm wrong. I'm sorry. So it's the second place. I think it can be developed a bit more. I think the presentation can be improved. Colors can be added. And as for me, it's a good idea for production. Andrew Davis saw the first place. So the first place, so we can see work in progress screenshot, and we can see that here is a combination of interesting shapes. We can see, like, for example, from the very beginning, everything is okay with the scale. We can see like separation between materials, and again, like, looking at all these small elements, you can see that with the scale, everything is okay, and shapes are really interesting. And there is like a lot of modeling work, and everything is on its place, symmetrical objects, like it was made very smart. And it's like the final picture number one. And we can guess that it's like the screenshot, like from the animatic or from the movie. And we can see how it's working. And I really like how everything is combined into one shot. And the idea is unique because it's spherical, like not like simple gates. It's a good one, something new. And what is the best one? We also have animation here, how it's working. And we can see how it's slowly moving. We can guess that it's heavy. And there is like a lot of attention to some small details. So this portal is increasing or growing. And I would say that it's like not one day work. So that this person was thinking about how it can be done. And there is like so many small things. For example, you can see that person is here, and we can see how this small platform is protecting this human. Yeah, and I can say that this work is perfect, and the weak point of this work is presentation, because there are like good screenshots, good animations, but I think for the portfolio it can be presented better, because here we have just material separation, we don't have any light at all, but the idea and design, so they are awesome. So I would say that it's like ready idea for some kind of production. So what I could say that can be changed, somehow I don't like this circle, so maybe just because element repetition, or maybe because of scale, so it looks a bit off the style. I don't know, just this circle, I don't know, it makes me crazy, I don't know why. But this idea about this sphere, how it's growing and just lifting, so when you can enter the sphere, that's crazy. So, and I would say that it's well deserved first place, because the design side is strong, that we can see a lot of modeling work, and it's like a good modeling work, everything on its places. Animation, what can be improved? Presentation. So you just can, like, for example, put it into Unreal Engine or like using Blender, and you can set up some kind of lighting, and it will be like 10 times more appealing for the ordinary viewer, but for everyone who is who appreciate like the design, so it's already great. So that's all. 13 places. I will take into account some comments by Anthony about the scale, to be more clear for the next challenges. And I think for the next challenges we will take some maybe more simple objects. The next challenge will be in a month or so, like not earlier. The conditions will be a bit simpler, or at least the object will be a bit simpler, because everyone who participated in this challenge, so he understood that the topic is not really easy to follow, because like stargates, it's not skewer chamber, it's not a separate object, it's the object which is connected with the environment. So, but anyway, so everyone has received really good works in the portfolio, so my congratulations to everyone who had finished this challenge, who participated. And so I don't have a really big prize fund, but everyone had received prizes, because I really like to support people who are trying to improve their portfolio, to improve their skills, to generate some new ideas. And I also really like to observe how people are thinking. For example, everyone has the same 2 sentences, but as we can see, everyone had published like completely different results. Thanks so much. So you're welcome. Yeah, and also you can see what is really great about these challenges. You can see how other people are thinking. So what is their design process is, so how they're moving like from stage to stage. And I think so there sure will be more challenges, but also I think for the channel development it would be great like to have some feedback. And now I don't know how to organize these feedback sessions, but 100% there will be like more like talks by me about how to make something more beautiful. I'm not a design guru, but I know something, and maybe it will help you. And now I'm just investigating this topic really deeply. I can show you my mirror board. So it's not ready, so everything is separated, so but I'm trying to understand this topic in theory as best as it's possible. For sure it's not like peel like from everything, but it will like the knowing of theory so can help you to solve some problems in your design. So when I started like from the very beginning, like elements of visual design, so then I will go to principles. Everything will be gathered like into some pages, or I haven't decided how I will post it, but definitely I will share this information which I gathered from different sources. Yeah, and I would advise for everyone who is like making some kind of research or like collaboration on the projects, or who are in need of some visual boards. I would say that this mirror service is so just wonderful, because you can build mind maps, you can copy paste videos, or maybe I don't know about videos, but for sure you can post pictures. You can make some just simple notes here and there. You can, I think, make some, I don't know all the possibilities, but even like with this like small amount of possibilities, you can make a lot. And also you can collaborate with another person, and you can work simultaneously on the same project, on the same visual space, and you can, for example, generate some ideas or brainstorm something. And I'm using this instrument for this tool for my own research. So stay tuned. I will organize this information in my brain, so it will be like not 100% right information, because it's categorized differently depending on philosophy or teaching methodology. So, and opinions can be different, but I will share mine because I can see that this information is not very well presented in the internet. Where can we find this? So you can find this if you are talking about this tool on mirror.com. So if you're talking about this board, so it's not open, so it's a closed board, so it's my eternal research board, and I will share the information as soon as it will be ready. So when I continue working on my pack for Unreal Engine, so I was a bit busy with my current project because I had to investigate some new pipelines, and they are a bit outside of this face weight normals and decal pipeline. So, and I stopped on the moment of adding different support elements, because the terrain can be different and still you need somehow to set up all these modules. So that's why I'm working on these support systems, and there will be a complex of different elements, and all they, I don't know, is there any, okay. For example, this pillar you can use here. And I think I stopped right here. So, and I think we'll model it a bit. And now I'm also working with the team on the next update for Zen UV. So in the next update will be just mind-blowing. Will be, I don't know, in a week or so. Hard to say why it's disappearing. I don't have any holes here. Where do you find reference for different shapes and Sci-Fi details? Do you have a Pinterest board or something I can share? I found hard to come up with something interesting and unique. Yeah, I think I can share my Pinterest. But there is like not a lot of different things, so I just adding it for some projects. It's here, and I think I can edit, manage. Manage pages, links. I created a separate page. Okay. So now I need to enter the link. Save, view published pages, links. Сейчас. Okay, I can share this link, and there you can find all the information about me, about different social networks. Maybe it will help you somehow. So I can't see how I can fix these booleans because, and I just will delete it and will make it manually. So I can say that I was doing something crazy here. Yeah, that will be great. So what we need to do, we need to move the pivot point here, rotate it 45 degrees. Okay. Mm. where do you find inspiration to make these awesome designs? So first of all, I don't think that they are awesome. And actually, I think it's my eternal visual library, if we are talking about the style. For example, I showed you these visual boards with my research about elements and principles, and actually, so it's interesting, but some people are not using this at all, so they know nothing about theory, but they are still doing great things. For example, you can ask some artists about how they're doing something, and they can't give you a clear answer because this topic is rather complicated. Okay. So, and they are actually not lying, because most possible that they really can't explain it by words, because they are not maybe even care about it. So they are just observing some different things, and they are really in love with some, I don't know, for example, this car or weapons. Okay, so somewhere I got lost. Not this one. So they are really curious about something. That's why I'm really good in designing something even without thinking about all the design principles. But when you know this theory, I believe you can solve like more variety of different design problems. Oh, why it's so different? I forgot almost everything what I was doing here. It's hard to find references to something that doesn't exist. References to other people's work. Yeah, other people's works and photographies. And there is nothing wrong about like taking ideas of other people. So just take it and implement it in your own way. So you are not a criminal by doing this. So you are just gathering the best ideas and implementing them in your own unique way. Sure, there are some people who are super talented, but I can say that every talented person started like from copying some maybe some heroes from favorite films, or maybe some robots from favorite games, and like just for example, I would say that I was inspired a lot by the Halo series. I can't say that I'm a fan of this game, but from the design side, so they are like really I don't know, brave, and they have enough time and money for experiments, for creating their own universe. What would be an advice for someone who is struggling with design? So I think it's a good idea. So as I have said before, so the first stage is you're just copying something. The next stage you're just combining different ideas or changing someone's ideas. And so the third stage is to try something unique, something from your own visual library. And the second advice would be to analyze the works of other people. For example, why this work is interesting. So what principles were used? What made it so appealing? So it's very simple questions, and in most cases it's really hard to answer, because if you don't know these principles, or like, as for example, as I don't have any art education at all, so for me, for example, when people are talking about some more, it's about negative shapes. I really don't understand negative shapes. I can understand negative shapes in a logos design, but when we are talking about design of the objects like negative shapes, I have no idea how it can be used. So, and I would like to find, so maybe there is some kind of a sense. So just make your own small researches, like during your work projects, especially during your work projects, because the most time you will be working not on your projects, but on something commercial. What do you think artistically speaking about Star Citizen? So I would say that there are like a couple of different studios, I think 3 of them. And I think the Germany studio is a bullshit. It's not about people who are working there, and it's mostly about their design side. So their ships are, I don't know, a bit outdated. But I think there is another studio which is placed maybe somewhere in the Great Britain, and there is like a completely different thing. And I would say that in Star Citizen, I don't care about games or what they are doing, so I would say that they are making the best and the most modern designs from science fiction right now. And they are doing like a lot, so you can find a lot of inspiration. I can't say that you should like buy this, I can't say that it's game, like this project, just to have a look how everything works. I would say it's enough like just to explore ArtStation. Fuck, I really hate this box cutter scene. Sometimes is just not switching to my selection tool. Hi Sergey, love your streams. Yeah, it's a rare case when you can find me streaming, but when I'm streaming maybe I'm showing something interesting, and I hope that I will develop the habit like about making streams like once a week or so, because it can be a motivation for me to continue working on my personal project, and it can be a good kind of content which is interesting for people. Mm. And also I would like to spend more time on making feedbacks, because I think it will be useful for people and for me also, because it's really easy to say when you like or don't like picture, but it's really to say exactly what can be fixed. Have you been approached by the recruiters to work on that project? So actually, maybe yes, but I don't remember exactly. I think not. I don't know why, because I can be really close to their needs. But according to the reviews of my friends who are working there, or people who I know, so it's not like the dream job, and and their boss is a bit crazy. I don't know why, but everyone is talking that he is a bit strange. I'm using still the same trim sheet. Did you check Substance Designer? Yeah, it's still the same trim sheet, so it's still not outdated. And I have seen, maybe you have seen in the Discord, there was a person who was using it for their project. So, and I would say that it looks great. Like from every trim sheet to every next trim sheet, it's getting better and better, because there is less and less useless elements. Strange, because his style is very similar to theirs and workflows is the same. Yeah. So maybe I was receiving the message from them, but actually, as I'm interested only in remote positions, because I can't find any excuses for myself about why I should work at office and why I should earn less money. I think it must be the dream team. So, and then in most cases you need this relocation. And I'm not sure that I'm ready for such big changes, about moving another country, another studio, just for what? For working on their project. So I think I need to have more reasons. Okay. What's going on here? Now they are offering fully remote ones. I know a guy who started not so long from another country. Maybe. So it depends on the work. So now I have like full-time projects. For example, you can work on a very big games like, I don't know, maybe Battlefield series or Call of Duty, but like thousands and thousands of people are working on these games, and like your impact on this project is so small, it's barely noticeable. So in other sides, so there are some indie projects which are maybe not very so loud, but actually you can like bring something new, like bring your ideas. And as for me, it's like very important moment. And also like you can work on Star Citizen, but I don't believe that this game will be published. As for me, Star Citizen is mostly like I don't know, a good polygon, like good field for artists like to test something new, because they are creating really interesting worlds. As for me, not games, because they have chosen another strategy. But working there as an artist, I think it can be very good from the portfolio side. Very nice piece, thank you. Какая версия Gizmo Pro? Я не знаю. Сейчас посмотрим. Okay, let's go to add-ons. So it's 1.1.6. Maybe something was improved. I don't know, but I don't believe. My first modeling challenge, and I think it's a good start. Congrats to everyone. So if it was the first one, it was really great one. Как не зайду, вижу твой ростенький, но лаконичный эффектный моделинг. Не знаю, что такое ростенький, но лаконичный вроде... Лаконично и эффектно хорошее слово. Простенький. Во, да. Ну, на самом деле, все по большей части упирается во время. То есть сколько времени ты можешь себе позволить, чтобы там, допустим, тратить на то или иное. Можно заморочиться очень сильно, но как бы если ты делаешь большую сцену, то как бы есть ли вообще смысл особо заморачиваться над одной колонной? Я думаю, как бы, наверное, нет. Ну и большую часть времени все равно ты думаешь над тем, что сделать, как сделать. Это уже такой момент. Have you ever tried Moist 3D? So actually I haven't tried, so I have tried Fusion 360 and I won't come back to this terrible software anymore because it just, I don't know, maybe it's really good when you know what to do there, so you have some references, but when you're trying to block out something, when you're thinking about your designs, I had really awful experience because it's very slow and it's really strict to some changes, and maybe it's good for implementing like production models, but for design thinking, I don't know, especially if we are talking about environment where you need to in most cases you need to know some big shapes, like so I can't imagine Fusion 360 like working for environment design, at least for myself, because I was trying it. I have spent almost 1 month like learning, so maybe because I thought that it could be useful for me, but not. It's not useful at all. Каковы твои принципы, по которым ты подбираешь формы? Понятно, что делаешь, крутишь, чтобы посмотреть, как смотрится деталь, но каким ты думаешь, что сделать и как сделать? Очень, очень хороший вопрос и очень непростой вопрос. Как это вообще происходит? То есть есть, в принципе, два пути. Ты смотришь что-то, что тебе нравится, ты разбираешь, пытаешься понять, как оно работает, но без всяких там, как оно там, дизайн какой-то, просто вот тебе что-то нравится, машины нравятся, допустим. Ты вот их, короче, ты пересмотрел их просто сотни, и ты такой, ну, сейчас я сделаю машину. И ты что-то вот делаешь, и что-то получается. Хотя по факту ты автомобильном дизайне не знаешь ничего. Просто твоя библиотека и твоя любознательность в этой сфере, она офигеть какая большая. И, в принципе, ну, ты можешь вообще не париться о том, понимаешь ли ты вообще, что ты делаешь, или не понимаешь. Ну, то есть подсознательно как бы все эти вещи уже есть. И есть другой момент, когда ты, допустим, понимаешь, что ты в этом не разбираешься, там, и пытаешься понять. Смотришь вот эти принципы по дизайну и так далее, и так далее. И сначала используешь это все намеренно до того момента, пока это не превращается до автоматизма. Вот, и у каждого художника, там, ты в чем-то пытался разбираться, что-то у тебя просто так получается, потому что тебе интересно. И это вот такая вот комбинация, ну, то есть, я просто знаю, что там есть, допустим, какие-то там базовые принципы, и я могу их использовать, даже не думая об этом. Но лучше, конечно, ну, я вот все-таки, мне кажется, лучше все-таки разбираться хотя бы примерно, что и как работает, что какие, хотя бы на простых каких-то примерах, типа, о, я там делаю большие формы, значит, что там надо сделать мелкие формы еще добавить. Или нужно добавить то, а убавить то. Или, допустим, ты увидел, что кто-то делает вот так. То есть какие-то вообще такие банальные вещи, очень простые, могут быть очень полезные. Некоторые их называют фишечками, там, как-то иначе. Ну, если это работает, why not? Все не могу понять в блендере, почему у них нет вот этого border selection по эджам. Это же просто боль вот это вот все выделять. Есть же. Ну, покажи мне, где есть. Как давно ты начал заниматься 3D-шкой? С 11 года кручу. С 11 года. Если брать и делать, как делают другие, то как у тебя образовался свой стиль? Ну, как я и говорил, сначала ты повторяешь, вот, потом комбинируешь, а потом делаешь что-то свое. Я не могу сказать, что это прям что-то вот прям мое-мое. Я вот там, вдохновляюсь некоторыми вещами, они мне нравятся. И что здесь? What is going on here? So let's try with a very powerful instrument, very hard ops, which is called mesh, clean mesh. Okay, doesn't work here. Border selection есть еще. Select loop, select the boundary loop. Не по градусу, можно выделить все, а потом прожать выделение по границе фейса, и у тебя выделятся все незамкнутые места. Просто обычно, чтобы мне что-то выделить, мне приходится с контролом немного ему показывать, прокликивать. Я посмотрю, может быть, я не шарю действительно. Я всего лишь годик пользуюсь блендером, простите меня, не знаю. Я думаю, еще пройдет не один годик перед тем, как я смогу сказать, что окей, я что-то понимаю, как там работает внутри. То есть что за... Окей, так. Select Boundary Loop. Почему не работает? Вот что вы меня обманываете-то? Я что уже, наверное, нашел. Выбери Face. Зачем мне Face? Мне нужно Edge Loop. Что-то как-то со скейлом. Что-то не то немного. Сверху показано вроде то. Select лучше то. Выбрать один edge, потом select edge loop. Но select edge loop, если это не loop, если loop это как бы соединенные последовательно эджи в линии. Но на ring selection на loop у меня тоже стоит, но когда ты вот этот boundary edge, и у тебя нет как бы полигона, я понял, что ты имеешь в виду, что надо выбрать полигон. Эта конструкция, это опора. Вот будет для этого. Так, это готовое. Вот такая вот система будет. Phase, Grow Selection. Нет, но я имею в виду, если у меня не надо, ну, просто вот открытая вот дырка здесь. Хочу просто вот так вот по кругу выбрать. И полигона там нет. Ну, если скинешь, здорово. Как бы вот так аккуратненько врезать. So if you have some questions, we can discuss something art related or not. Давайте мы попробуем. Вот так отрезали. Интересно, что если включить? Oh, super cool. For example, if you don't have like closed mesh, you can switch to exact solver and so it works. So, and it's really great news. Like maybe not perfect, but still something cool. So I really forgot this feeling about working on the personal project because I was like, I haven't been streaming for a couple of months, I think, and I haven't been touching all these models, I think, the same amount of time because of commercial projects. So it feels like really great. So like streams are not so terrible. So Sergey, that's great. Looking Sci-Fi element. I was wondering if you would still use your modern random building generator now, or are there better ways to achieve this in Blender? Yes, there are some better ways. So you just downloading the Houdini software. So and you're just making whatever you want. If we are talking about generators, unfortunately, I didn't have enough time for it, and I'm really a bit scared because I'm in love with all these generators and I can just get lost like this using this software. But for everyone who is doing the same or who is interested in this topic, so I would say that using Houdini is the best way, because even in Modo, so there is some procedural nodes, but they are very limited and they are very slow. Yeah, I would like to generate everything. I really like when you create some separate pieces, when you put it into the generator, just press button, and every time you're receiving something new. And maybe not every combination is successful, like from the design point, but there are so many interesting results, and they were done like in seconds. В личку на Твиче прислал. Скинь мне, пожалуйста, в Дискорде. Вот, что на Твиче я туда даже не захожу. Я даже не знал, что на Твиче есть личка. Так. Стоять. Yeah. So, and all my friends who are working in games and using this software, so they are super happy because they can create some really efficient tools for the pipeline. Mm. Залетел Discord, спасибо. What advice you give to set up a scene inside Unreal Engine? I mean, sometimes I feel that my scenes don't work like your scenes. I'll try to follow your time lapses, but I don't obtain the same result. So I'm not very professional user of Unreal Engine, especially if we're talking about some blueprints. But there are like a lot of really great tools for artists, some like post effects. So, and I was just, I don't know, experimenting and trying different things during like working projects. So it just experience if you're talking about the engine, because everything is, for example, I would say that my relationships with Unity game engine are not so good from the art side, because there you need to be more a programmer, you need to know what plugin to use to improve the appearance, and in Unreal Engine you can do the same out of the box. And also you can find some time lapses by the guy who is making like environments from the ready packs. I know what is. 1 second. Unreal Engine. And I was just reading some articles on the 80 level website and watching some tutorials on the YouTube. Yeah, I found speed level designs. Maybe it will help somehow. It's mostly about lighting, and now it's easier to achieve, and especially if you have a good video card, you can use this ray tracing and it will be much easier like to work with reflections, especially if you're like not working on the scenes for games, it's just like for a picture and you need to care about performance. Just treat it as a real-time render. Так. Спасибо, что говорите по-английски, я ценю его. Oh. My accent is a terrible one, I think, for people who are from Great Britain, so their ears just bleeding and they're just crying, but they would like to know something about Blender and they just have to listen to my terrible voice and they're just crying for hours out of my streams. But on the opposite side, so I can say that, like, for my clients, so they are completely okay with my accent as long as I'm doing a great job. And recently I have received the comment from my recent video about Zen UV plugin about that everything is great, but the accent is terrible. And I was like, oh, so... I'm from London, accent speech is very clear, good, I'm grateful. Oh, so it's just a pleasure for my for my eyes. I hope so. So, and still, for example, here, so when you learn a language, in most cases you're learning like British variant. I don't know why, so maybe just because best language schools are from there, but on the opposite side, so the most content is produced with using American language. And also you need to multiply it with your own accent and I don't know. And you're receiving like some, I don't know, unique mixes of different languages, different, I don't know, areas. And unfortunately, here in Russia and on the post-Soviet area, so like people are so lazy, so that they are ready like to earn like 2 or 3 times less just because they are lazy to learn language. So they are not, I don't know, not stupid, so maybe just in most cases lazy. And it's like a real case, and that's why you can see like a lot of outsourced studios from Ukraine and Russia, and where people are ready like to work on a very low rates, and it's how this business works. Да, возможно, Татьяна, но я не верю. Так. Поэтому учите английский, ребятки. И на таком уровне, чтобы можно было общаться не из разряда там, о, я там смотрю сериалы по субтитрам там, или я там еще что-то делаю, вот, чтобы именно можно было нормально, комфортно чувствовать себя на созвоне, не париться, и вот на таком уровне. И тогда многие двери откроются. Как бы если есть багаж технических знаний, то это может дать хороший буст. it's a relief that you speak English. If all your content were in Russian, I would be lost. Yeah, but I would say that nowadays there are like more and more content, and there are like the whole channels are devoted to some tutorials, and I'm also communicating with the person from the Blender Bros team. So, and they are really crazy, like they are like making tutorials like for every topic, and I see that they are developing, and most possibly you will see like more and more quality content from these guys about game development, because they're asking some questions, so they're curious about it. They can see that this topic is interesting for people, and they are ready like to invest their time, so I can advise everyone, because they have, for example, really good tutorials about how to use hard ops, because almost everyone has this plugin, but almost nobody knows how to use it. Everyone is just scary, like a lot of options. So everyone is just proud that he is the owner of this plugin. So he is like the member of this closed club of people who have this plugin, but don't use it at all. Слишком много учился другим вещам, и английский в этот список не влез. То же самое. Я когда учился в колледже, я почему-то настолько вообще сильно на это забивал, что я почему-то решил, что английский мне вообще никак не понадобится, вот прям вот вообще. Хотя времени было тогда вагон, чтобы этим заняться. И я начал учить английский, наверное, году в 16-м, то есть 5 лет назад. То есть я тогда понял, что это как бы очень большая помеха. Поэтому никогда не поздно, учитесь, занимайтесь удаленно, с репетитором по скайпу, вообще супер комфортно, дома сел. Вот. Это как бы то вложение, которое 100% окупается вообще, наверное, самое полезное такое и самое заметное. So I would still watch Sergey, even if he spoke Russian. I would use the YouTube's English translation. So I was translating my recent Zen UV update video and I was adding Russian subtitles, and I was really surprised about that YouTube created the English subtitles, and they were really close, almost without mistakes, and I was just shocked. I knew that it's existing, but so when you are using it, and so it saved me so much time, so I just was really amazed. Зато вон сейчас какой полиглот. Да я не полиглот. Как бы у меня как бы и есть где совершенствоваться. Но могу сказать, что на уровне для профессии, вот именно для работы, знать, что да, я этот уровень я для себя закрыл. Сейчас больше книжки читаю, фильмы смотрю, такое. Ну и, кстати, продолжаю заниматься с репетитором, точно так же 2 раза в неделю. Вот. Кстати, это ж не то, что я забил. Ничего такого прям сказать, что я какие-то темы прохожу, нет. В основном мы обсуждаем такое фильмы, книги. Такое все в формате дискуссии, но тем не менее, там не знаю сколько, пару созвонов с клиентами у меня на неделе есть. А так, чтобы это все дело не регрессировало и была какая-то мотивация продолжать читать те же книги в оригинале. Вот, я все еще занимаюсь. Так, и я думаю, мы можем это все объединить в один объект. Сейчас мы поудаляем то, что не видно. Так, освобождаюсь часов 4 утра и хз, куда пихнуть общение с носителем. Да, ну как бы час в день, это, ну, тем более это ж не каждый день, просто там 2 раза в неделю занимаешься, все. Это больше вопрос приоритетов. Если знаешь зачем, то найдешь как. Причем, если рассматривать это дело с точки финансовых вложений, вообще даже не парьтесь, сколько там это занятие стоит. Я не знаю, там 1000 рублей, 2000 рублей, 3000 рублей, вообще все окупится. Так, с той стороны обрезал. И вообще не то нарезал. Вот эта штука мне не нравится вообще, что-то выглядит. Так, у меня есть друзья, которые мне переводят, что там нужно заказчикам. О, нормально. У нас есть целые студии, которые просто занимаются тем, что переводят другим людям. Что не так? Почему здесь? Почему не здесь? О, вот так вот надо было нажать. Ну так вот потихоньку, простые формы, потом бам-бам, уже что-то интересное получается. Так, здорово. Великолепно. Штуку еще забыл. So and then, for example, you can select these elements and you can clean mesh. So and everything will be cleaned. All the symmetry lines and other things. Моделировал в ту или другую технику по чертежам. Когда-то моделировал, да. Не скажу, что я любитель такого прям, но во времена аутсорса я вообще делал все. Я делал животных, я делал персонажей. Короче, все, что, наверное, можно было делать, я, наверное, во всем себя попробовал. Когда новый челлендж? Я думаю, новый челлендж через месяц, не раньше. Просто как бы вот это вот все организовать. Там, так, я не понял. Oh my god, oh my god. I lost some details. Окей, ладно, сейчас мы быстренько. Просто это все время, усилия. Пока каждый месяц не могу запускать. Да, Ctrl-Z, все, уже корабль уплыл. Ctrl-Z. Не тут было. So that's why I need to save like some scenes like during your work, so just have backups. Персонажка тебе не зашла? Да, как сказать. Персонажка мне не зашла, потому что там стало понятно очень быстро, что там как бы на одном энтузиазме далеко не уедешь. Надо как бы иметь хорошую базу. А это годы и годы. Это примерно как научиться рисовать. И я подумал, что не настолько мне это сильно нравится, чтобы я для себя это мог оправдать и вкинуть туда пару лет. Хотя некоторые люди, допустим, делали хардсерфейс, потом переучились и нормально себя чувствуют. Типа какая-то... Стоять. Как я мог так потерять? Не заметил. Учился где-то? Да. Обслуживание компьютерных систем и сетей. Абсолютно не артовая тема, в которой я абсолютно ничего не понимаю. Поэтому профильного образования артового у меня, к сожалению, нет. Думаешь, лучше знать одно направление в работе хорошо, чем много, но среднего? Я думаю, лучше, надо стремиться к тому, чтобы быть лучшим в чем-то одном, чем средним во всем. Есть этот английское, это как мастер на все руки у нас. Только там есть там, по-моему, Jack of all trades, и ну, там есть продолжение, там Master of none, то есть ты все умеешь, но ничего, ни в чем не владеешь в совершенстве. Когда уже Unreal 5 хотя бы бетка появится, так интересно посмотреть новый Joy. Очень скоро, я думаю, очень скоро. Они там немного задерживаются, но уже очень скоро. Моделирование перса уже не то. Ну, да, но как бы все равно, если у тебя нет каких-то базовых знаний по анатомии, ты далеко в этой теме не продвинешься. Может быть хорошим технарем, который там ретопит и использует всякие meta-humans и так далее, но как бы Рафаэль Гроссетти из тебя не получится. Получилось что-то другое, но тоже неплохо. Так, вот это вот. Sharpen. Бля, реально, где-то потерял просто мэш один. Ну ладно. Очень интересно. Так. Да, еще больше технических требований, мое железо не успевает ядра наращивать. Это же не в ядрах дело, а просто в количестве технологий, которые там, ты пайплайнов, которые используешь, много учить. Так, вот это вот нам не надо. Так, то что ж такое? Неужели в самом деле? Так, и по идее, если мы сейчас скопируем свойства... Нет, не туда. Modifiers. Не везде проставленный хардедж. Что такое? Угу. Что здесь происходит? Мгм. So for me it's still a bit unusual that in add-ons in Blender you need to have like two edges connected, like not one like everywhere. Yeah, looks good. Also gave where should I start if I want to design sci-fi props and environments? So as I have said the day before, so you should start from repeating some good designs that you like. Then you need to combine different designs that you like, and then so it's maybe the moment where you can test your own ideas. Also, it's a good idea just I don't know, to have your own Pinterest and gather some ideas to create a visual library to develop your taste. Yeah, so yeah, I can say that it's done. So now I'm 90% satisfied with these props. So a bit later I will add some decals and put it into the engine. So thanks for watching. I can copy the link one more time so you can find their Discord, you can join. I will try to find time for like to stream more, and also I would like to launch the feedback on the Discord channel, like not only for the challenges but for other works also. I think it can be good, not for people but also for me. кошерно. So many thanks for watching. So follow my Discord channel by the links below in the chat. So there I announcing like every my stream. So if you want to see more, so it's like the best way to find this information. Всем спасибо, кто смотрел. Подписывайтесь на Discord канал или на другие социальные сети. Ссылку скину. Вот, постараюсь, конечно. Хотелось бы больше стримов делать. Хотелось бы проект свой двигать дальше до того этапа, когда его можно будет опубликовать уже. Стрим чаще. Да, хотелось бы, но что же, время, энергия не всегда получается, особенно если проекты сложные в работе.